Look at that. Let's bring to the stage a man that's gonna fork you really hard. Here is Louis, Lou the Fork, LaMedica.
Cherry? It's more like a raisin right now. Listen, before I get started, I just want to dedicate tonight to my late Uncle Andrew. Well, he didn't die or anything. He's always late, this fucking guy. Oh, he's not even here yet. He knew I was going to be on. He didn't come. He's late. But no, Uncle Andrew happens to be an electrician. And the reason I looked up is I think he put the lights in this joint. But the good news is, I got good news, he stopped smoking. Yeah, apparently when you shut the breaker off, you stop smoking immediately. That's what happens. But I'll tell you this, ever since I'm 7 years old, I wanted to do this. My friends were listening to Zeppelin, and you know, they were listening to maybe the Bee Gees. I like them both. But I was listening to the likes of George Carlin and Steve Martin, one of my favorites. And I like music too, don't get me wrong. I love music. Music is central to my life. But, you know, strange things happen in the music industry. For example, about 4 weeks ago, did you hear about this woman from Cleveland? Cleveland? Famous? Anyway, it turns out she beat her boyfriend.
Yeah!
Almost to death, right? You heard about it. All right, I'm gonna step back. But she used his fucking guitar collection against him.
I like it!
She ends up going in front of the judge, okay? And the judge says, first offender? And she looked him right in the eye and she said, no, Judge, first the Gibson, second offender. So here I am at the Franklin Steakhouse. You know, if I had it my way, it would have been maybe Vegas. All right, that's a lot. Maybe Atlantic City. All right, I'm still... Maybe Ocean City. I don't know. But I'm at the Franklin Steakhouse where the audience is armed with steak knives. Hope you left them downstairs, I really do. Next week I'll be at Taco Bell, and in 2 weeks, I think it's Red Lobster, I'm pretty sure that's is it hot up here? I mean, I'm feeling like it's a little bit hot. Yeah? Well, let me tell you, this is a steakhouse. It's supposed to be cool enough to hang meat, but I feel like I don't know, I gotta, excuse me. I love pot cheese. You don't get like this without pot cheese, I'm telling you right now. The problem is, and you might have noticed, I got a little bit of a weight problem. And to be fair to my family, I thought what I would do is, you know, investigate, like, they do the sleeve, they do the gastric bypass. I thought that the least invasive for me would have probably been like the lap belt. So what I decided to do is investigate the lap belt. Now I'm going to show you something. Let me ask you a question. How the fuck is this going to stop me from eating? Oh, I know. If you can't catch the food, you can't eat the food, right? Yeah. It's ridiculous. But see, growing up, you know, if I was happy, I got a cookie. If I was sad, I got a cookie. If I got an A, I got a cookie. I mean, not that I'm blaming my parents or anything, but It wasn't until a couple years ago that I realized that I do have a problem. I do have a problem. And it was, you remember about 3 years ago, 2012, something kind of rolled into town about this time of the year? Sandy. Who said Sandy? Now, somebody downgraded. I don't know if it's an actual hurricane. It's probably a tropical storm or some shit. I don't know. It's the same jerk-off that took Pluto out of the planetarium thing. Why they did this, I don't know. But anyway, Sandy, we're sitting in my basement. Got my 3 kids, my wife down there. Power goes off. Boom. 30 seconds later, my daughter screamed, "Ah!" I said, "What's the matter?" "No power, no cell phones. We're gonna lose communication." My wife says, "Call Grandma. Grandma might have power." We call Grandma. Guess what? Grandma's got power. So now we decide to stuff as much shit as we can into the duffel bags. Because we gotta get to Grandma. Because we don't have no communication at home. So now we got these duffel bags. I'm driving in the SUV, got the family in the car. It's like one of those commercials. You got fucking trees falling in front of you, you got the wind howling, you hear da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. We show up, okay, we get to the front porch, and from my friend from Brooklyn is here. It's the same as a stoop. You stupid bastard. It's a stoop, okay? Stoop, porch, same shit. And we show up and we're on the porch, and we got the duffel bags. My wife even put like a little dirt on her face, so we look like refugees, right? And we're sitting there like this, and Mom opens the door, and she's like, "Ah, look who it is." I got the grandkids, I got my son, I got my daughter-in-law. "Oh, wait a minute," she says. She goes, "Look at you. I've never seen you that heavy." I said, "Ma, I just saw you 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about?" She says, No, you gained a lot of weight." I says, "All right." She goes, "Now listen, that's not good, honey. You gotta lose weight because you can get very sick." I says, "Yeah." She goes, "Now listen, I just made some sausage and peppers. It's nice and hot. Come on in, come on in. And tomorrow your favorite, eggs Benedict." What is she gonna serve that with, a fucking defibrillator? So now I realize I have a weight problem, and where it really shows up is when I go to the airport, right? You try to go onto... Who designed the seats on these planes? It's gotta be an Ethiopian on a diet. It's the only thing I can think of. Because a guy like me, I cannot fit in the fucking seat. And it's embarrassing because you gotta ask for that extension. You know the extension, like for the fat guys, right? You know, you're skinny, you don't know anything about the extension. You know, that's my man over there, I love him. Buddy, you like pot cheese? Me and you later on. We'll fuck the whole polio thing up, me and you. Put him right out of business, he's right. So now, you know, and by the way, at the airport, I don't know about you, but I am into racial profiling. And the reason why is because, hear me out for a minute. When overweight, balding, middle-aged Italian men start blowing shit up, that's when you could tell me to take my shoes and my belt off. All right? Until then, all right? You with me? So here we are, we're at the airport. This last January. We're gonna go to see the rat. Everybody knows the rat. That's the little motherfucker that sucks the cash right out of your pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be landing in Orlando in about 10 minutes, and the rat is armed with a vacuum. Sucks it right out of your pocket before you even get to the parks. And we decided to take the Jerrys with us. That's our little pet name for Mom and Dad, the Jerrys, geriatrics. I don't think they know that when my mom's here. I think she knows it now. We love you, man. And so what happens is, we all go through security like nothing. It's nice and easy. We're through security. But who do they stop? They stop the 75-year-old lady. And TSA looks at her and he says, "Ma'am, I'm going to have to check your bag." And she goes, "Why? I packed it myself." And he goes, "Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, I have to tell you. I have to check your bag." So he opens it up, And he proceeds to pull out, and I can't make this up, he proceeds to pull out Gold Bond powder. Now hold on, not your normal Gold Bond powder, but the industrial size. This son of a bitch had to be 120 ounces of Gold Bond powder.
True story.
He says, ma'am, I'm gonna have to look at this. We're gonna have to check this out. She says, why? He says, what's this for? She says, I chafe. You chafe? 120 ounces of Gold Bond powder. So within 20 seconds, the hazmat team comes out. They descend on her, and they do the obligatory sniff test. They gotta smell it to make sure it is Gold Bond powder. And now they bring in these chemicals. They want to see what the reaction is. So just in case somebody on the plane gets like a little nervous or something, you know, we'll know how it reacts to a chemical. They bring in Bunsen burners. They bring in sodium chloride. All of a sudden it's a chemistry lesson. And while all this is happening, okay, she doesn't realize it, I don't realize it, she actually she's running interference because 4 known Al-Qaeda members, I recognize them, they're carrying rocket launchers. Who's got a box cutter? And oh yeah, very nice. Oh, watch the Gold Bond powder. And the guys, steak knife. I mean, are you fucking kidding? These end up being the guys sitting behind me on the plane.
This is also true.
The end of it is that they say, man, we're gonna have to confiscate your Gold Bond powder, and we're gonna have to leave it here at North. And my mother says, oh, what if I don't find any in Florida? And I'm like, Mom, really? Florida is the fucking chafing capital of the world. There's 2 things that Florida is known for: oranges and chafing. I think you're going to be able to score an ounce or 2 on 138th Street in Orlando of Gold Bond powder. The one thing I really hate is the hierarchy at an airport. You get this? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the optimal thing, in my opinion, would be the last on the plane when you leave, and the first off the plane when you arrive, right? Well, tell this to first class, because they obviously didn't get the memo. All right? We have the stewardess. Oh, you can't call them that. You got the flight attendant. And she's out there and she goes, we're going to begin the boarding process. What process? You get up off your ass, you get on the plane. It's not a process. She says, okay, flight 1313 to Florida. I'd like to have all of my first class. Come on up, first class. And I'm thinking, you're in first class. What are you in such a hurry for? Listen, if a plate of raviolis and brajol and pot cheese is waiting for me in first class, I'm still not getting on the plane first. I'm telling you right now. They sit down and I still can't understand why they want to be first on the plane. And then I realize why. Who's next? Flight 1313 to Florida. I'd like to have my people traveling with small children and anybody handicapped or special needs. Now I get it. It's the fucking freak parade. This is the first show you see in first class. Where the guy's bringing his daughter, he's got her on a leash, and she's crying, I want to see Mickey Mouse. Come on, you son of a bitch. And that's the first thing that they see. And then they have a big smile on their face, because a couple of Harvey Wallbangers later, they realize that blue curtain, you know, the one made of the blue curtain, that's going to protect them from those bastards later on, because they can't penetrate the blue curtain after that. Well, I'll tell you one thing. After they get that, you know, to that level, now, flight 1313 to Florida, we're going to now board the platinum members. What platinum members? Where did this come from? And then, you know what's next? How about my silver members? I mean, how many metallic levels are there? Anyway, there's 9 people left. 7 of them are us. And finally she says, the guy with the hair lip and the Siamese twin, you're next, and Schmucko family. Why don't you get on the fucking plane? Unbelievable. You know, my wife and I decided never to join a flight club, and I know why. You want to know the reason why? Because the first rule of Flight Club is to never discuss Flight Club. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Let's hear it for Big Lou, everybody in the fucking house, man! Big Lou! Big Lou! Big Lou! Big Lou!
Come on, give him some more. Come on, let me hear it. Come on, Andrew. Come on here. Lou, this is for you. I signed the official poster. I had everybody sign it. Welcome to Showbiz, Lou the Fourth. I don't know. Wait a minute. Who's that? Al fucking Capone? Who the hell is it? Good job, Lou. Good job.